good government. Just reiterate what you're specifically talking about in good government. It's a term that other governments, political parties have used. You know, they all want to have good government. But what's your definition?
Good government principles are those that respect the Commonwealth, the province, that respect the common good of the province, and have a high regard for the best interest of all New Brunswickers. We have seen a number of decisions that have been pushed back over the last 18 months in this province that leads many to recognize that there hasn't been the homework that has been done as to whether or not these initiatives taken by this current government, and it's not only this current government, we go back to previous governments as well, that we want to make sure that the lens from which a government makes decisions has the public interest foremost in their mind. And there's been a lot of theories, particularly about the NB Power, as to who was benefiting from that, and a lot of theories as to why we didn't get the information, because we wouldn't have liked the information very much. So we're promoting an honest, open, accountable, transparent government for the people of New Brunswick, who in fact give these politicians their jobs.
Now, in your reporting, you said you're going to have on your website reporting of the promises or pledges or whatever the parties are doing. Are you going to be critical of them? Because I'm just thinking the Liberal government just announced that it will have an Office of Public Engagement, which is a similar goal, I believe, to what you propose. I'm just trying to figure out, if you have the reporting, what do you do with that so that people can assess their vote, I guess?
We do intend to cause a report, and we do intend to analyze with good government lens. We're nonpartisan. We're going to be putting to the political parties a questionnaire that will identify time frame for pursuing some of these legislative changes that we believe that all New Brunswickers deserve, regardless of their political stripe. We also recognize you bring up an initiative that was just launched last week by the current government. We appreciate that governments have to, and parties will be presenting their best substantive issues to the public. Our goal is to raise the level of the discourse. When you think of good government and an election campaign, the cynicism that exists in this province today is such that, well, my vote really doesn't matter, or they're just going to make promises they're going to break anyway. So what, in fact, do New Brunswickers get to choose from? Do they get to choose from candidates that are saying things that they're not accountable to, and be able to say, well, that was before the election, and we're on this side, on the other side of the election, so what we said we would do is something. We see that as in some senses, a betrayal of trust. And we had the opportunity, because of the momentum, and because of the raising of awareness that something was wrong, something felt wrong with New Brunswickers about the NB Power deal. They didn't understand necessarily what a terawatt hour was, but they appreciated that it didn't feel right. And we want politics to feel right in this province again. And that is by creating a trust relationship between the electorate and the candidates, and eventually the government.
Do you have an example of a good government? Like, do you expect we could have, would it be the first good government in this country? Do you have an example of somewhere in the world or in this country of a good government considering those?
Well, there are a number of aspects of our program. One, I think it's rare for politicians to be asked point blankly, do you intend to be open and accountable? The typical dynamic between candidates and the electorate is, here's what I'm going to do for you. We want New Brunswickers to turn that around and say, well, this is what I want from you, and then let me decide on the substantive positions that you have. As far as a specific government, I think that, or model, I think that the responsible government model that has been in existence in the Commonwealth, for example, we have models in Scandinavia that promote the role of the citizenship in a way that there's a greater respect. We have other electoral models like proportionate representation that provides a greater role for the general public to become engaged in the politics of their state or their province.
There's a point, the last point, you're talking about the interest, the public interest. It's quite large, like you want like the MLAs to, the minister to respect the public interest, but every MLA might have its own definition of what is the public interest. For someone it could be, if it's like, I don't know, this company, it's going to be the public interest. If it's the interest of this group, you see what I mean? Because all that seems a little bit, to me, it looks a little bit like goodwill. But
yeah, the truth is we're getting at not politics as usual. We anticipate that a lot of individuals are going to challenge this, and a lot of politicians may say, oh, geez, I'm going to do that anyway. But we've had recent examples where that wasn't done. And we have recent examples where many New Brunswickers have said this is what they want from